It is Tega Supreme. Hello, Tega.
Hiya.
How are you today?
Alive, we survived.
Honestly, that's the word. We're alive. Thank God. I think it's appropriate now to ask how was your night because everyone, everyone is just
No. I don't think
happy.
there's
Ever
ever
an
going to be a good
appropriate
time
time.
to say I was your night. No, don't do that. But
All right.
it's been good. How are you, Lagos? Good morning.
We're doing good. I think there's something wrong with WhatsApp. Sorry, just by the way, because WhatsApp number. If you guys can send us messages through YouTube and Twitter, that'd be better. WhatsApp is acting funny this morning, but
Social
yes,
distancing.
we need it. We don't want to socially distance ourselves from WhatsApp. Maybe it is filtering all the groups that are passing wrong information. That's
Okay.
definitely needed at this time. But yeah, Taya, please ask that question again because it's important.
Yeah. What question am I asking?
How is Lagos doing? You
Yes,
asked,
Lagos. How are you doing? Please remember, wash your hands as regularly as possible and stay at home. Well, now they are going to enforce it. I was going to advise you, ask you politely to stay at home, but now it's going to be
it's
enforced.
going to be enforced.
So just stay at home.
All right, you heard it from Tega. If she can tell you about sports authoritatively, then I know she's earned your trust. So if she says stay at home, please stay at home. If she says wash your hands, please wash your hands. All right, Lagos. If you'd like to join the conversation this morning, we see you, Cruz. Thank you very much. You can send your message to WhatsApp. Hopefully, it delivers. It's not us. It's not us. It's them. 0809 444 is the number. You can also send us a text or a tweet at smooth981fm. That's working fine. So use the hashtag lockerroom981 to send us your message. On YouTube, we're streaming live. Smooth981fm Lagos is the handle. You can also use the live chat option to send us something nice. Tega is giving you a special wave. See her right there. All right, let's go on to our very first story. Cruz says, "Because give Tega more accolades and applause. The war with NEPA ain't funny."
Abi?
Cruz is definitely following
Definitely
your
follow me.
Twitter. So, Billy Joe Saunders is sorry after domestic violence advice video. World champion Billy Joe Saunders has apologized after posting a video on social media in which he advised men how to hit their female partners during the coronavirus lockdown. The WBO super middleweight champion, who is 30 years old, was showing demonstrating techniques on a punch bag. Britton Saunders later said he would never condone domestic violence. He added, "If I saw a woman saw a man touch a woman, I would smash him to pieces myself. Apologies if I offended any woman." And then in the video, Saunders using a punch bag to explain how to react if your old one is giving you mouth and showing how to hit her on the chin. What?
Look, so Billy Saunders doesn't understand yet that he can go to jail for just shoving. Um, so this boxer, and this is not his first incident. There was one time that he did another video where he told the woman that I'd give you, I think, 150 grams of drugs to indulge in some sexual acts with me. That was a social media video. He was fined for that by the boxing commission. He was warned, and then during this isolation, he decides to show men a video of how to tame a woman that is mouthing off
What?
at
I
them
can't even
during
believe
the
it.
isolation. Yes. So he can apologize all he wants, but there's a pattern of behavior here
Yes.
that shows that there's something clearly wrong. I don't know what the boxing federation can do, but he has a history and he just keeps doing crazy things on social media. So I'm waiting to see the repercussions of this. He's apologized and they'll say, oh, that's what he's supposed to do. But also sometimes when I see people do things like apologize, I just know it's PR.
Of course.
It's just PR.
They say it's the first one you say that is really
Yes,
your heart.
and for you to be a repeat offender for
Nah.
certain things, that means there's a way he looks at women. There's a way he thinks that the world should be, and that because he has maybe money or power, he can get away with some things. So I hope the consequence this time will just be more than a fine. Maybe a suspension of because we were supposed to have a fight on in May. Um, but nothing could be finalized because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
So I hope they cancel that and say, you know what, thank you. It was nice doing business with you. Next person, maybe they should do something, because if you have a part history, then
There's no way,
yeah,
Tega, you'd say that I
yeah.
hate women being beaten. Yet
Uh,
you go on there to teach me. It's like saying I hate stealing, but you're telling people how to
do
break into
you
somebody's
understand?
home.
And he was showing that this is what you just do this.
I can't
It
believe it.
was ridiculous. I was like, we should arrest him now. No, no, I think now would be a good time to arrest him. We have legal grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to go out and do it. And then he comes and say, if I see any man hit a woman, I'll smash him in the face. Dude, if you smash anybody in the face, you're going to jail.
Exactly. All right, okay, let's move away from Mr. Saunders and go on to Ferrari. Well, Ferrari boss Mattia Binotto says World Championship could finish in January. He says the World Championship could extend into January next year as Formula One seeks to salvage the 2020 season. Binotto said teams are in constant dialogue with Formula One on how to proceed. According to his statement, he says we are assessing various ideas, races closer together, maybe doing 2 or 3 races in January, cancelling 5-day practice. And he says, I felt, along with the other team principals, that these are decisive moments. We've decided to give complete freedom to Formula One chairman Chase Carey and the FIA to put together as soon as possible a timetable for us to get racing again. We are winning on our side.
Yeah, look, if the racing calendar goes all the way to January, I'll be very excited. Let me not lie to you. I've been deprived. Right now I'm starved. I don't know how I'm going to live. But what it is that they may need to extend the calendar, and the good news is from December, January, February, and the first part of March, the F1 calendar season is usually shut down, because season generally ends around end of November, first week in December, and then maybe testing here and there, but the season itself shuts down. So I think at the end of the day, if they can increase it to January, it won't alter their calendar too much, because on the normal day their calendar is supposed to start in March anyways.
Yeah.
So they have leeway, but like you said, we leave it to F1 to decide.
All right. Zizi Classic has something to say to you, Tega, and he says it through our WhatsApp platform. He says something about you asking people to stay at home. He says, Tega, I disagree with you on this stay-at-home sermon being preached everywhere. It was this stay-at-home thing that made Liverpool to lose to Atletico Madrid 3-2 in the UCL. Laughing in my sarcastic voice.
Oh yeah, come over to Anfield. We'll deal with you at Anfield. And then they went to Anfield and they brushed them there. It's true. But stay at home. If Atletico Madrid beats you, at least you're in your house.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
cry with your siblings.
Thank you.
It's harder to cry alone.
Too much wisdom is
Do you
being
understand?
used.
In Madrid, stay at home and cry.
All right, so UEFA president has warned that this season may be lost still because of coronavirus pandemic. UEFA president Alexander Kefrin has delivered the stark warning that this season could be lost if football does not resume by the end of June. Nobody knows where the pandemic will end, he says. He told La Repubblica, we have a plan A, B or C to restart in mid-May, in June or at the end of June. If then we wouldn't be able to do any of these, the season would probably be lost. There's also the possibility of ending this season at the start of the next, which would then be postponed, starting a little later.
Okay. So now this is UEFA talking about the UCL, and it will be so hurtful for Liverpool, because they played their match before the break. Because maybe after the break they could have turned their situation around. But now they played their match before the break. The damage is already done. They are already out of the UCL. But what it is again, because nobody knows when the season can start. Are we going to resume life as usual, or are we going to start first with playing behind closed doors? There's no specific date. Some things are suspended indefinitely. Some things are suspended till the end of April, because that's the anticipation that maybe if it gets warmer, and because of all the studies and the testings that are going on, there'll be something that will help people to go through the moment. There's a lot of theories right now that is being pandered about, and Seferin is just saying, you know what, if at a certain point we cannot host the season, we'll have to call an end to it. Like we just can't keep shifting and shifting till from April to May to June to July to August to September. At some point we're going to say, you know what, 2020 is lost. 2021, let's look at that.
What?
Yes, it is sad, but that's the reality he has to deal with. So he's not trying to push a doomsday statement that, oh, we're canceling the season. He's just saying we have all these plans, but all these plans are null and void until we know how the pandemic can be handled or if we can deal with it. So I'm with you on that. I don't know how it can be handled. So what can I say?
Do you think that this will affect the EPL? Have they said anything about EPL?
We're
That's
going
one
to
I'm
we're,
concerned
we're
about.
going to get to that story,
Right.
but again, EPL has been postponed too, and so we're eventually going to get to
Alright,
that
I'm
story.
looking forward to that.
Remember that the FA, the non-leagues were planning to sue the FA because the FA declared their season null and void. There was one particular team that was 12 points clear at the top. They're like, no, give us back our season.
I
We
don't
want
blame
it.
them.
Yeah,
I don't
do you
blame
understand?
them at
After
all.
working so hard, 12 points
I
clear.
don't blame
You're not
them.
telling, oh, well, you worked so hard, but it doesn't count. Yeah, they're ready, as they're considering their legal options. So to try that with the EPL, in fact, I don't
No,
know.
Liverpool will bring the big guns.
I don't know what Liverpool will say. And then think of the teams that are going to be relegated. So because we keep thinking of Liverpool, at least Liverpool will still be in the Premier League. Think of the team that was supposed to be relegated and the team that was supposed to be promoted. So if they say they're declaring the season null and void, the teams, no, there will be no relegation, therefore no promotion. So all the hard work Leeds has been doing since yesterday. No.
Leeds. My uncle has been a Leeds supporter since Leeds was in the Premiership.
So you understand what I mean?
They are not smiling, please. But let's move on to our next one. You don't compare Formula One with karting. Benzema takes aim at Giroud. So Real Madrid forward Benzema laid into Chelsea player Giroud, who has replaced him in the France lineup in an Instagram live video. Everyone's on Instagram live, by the way.
Yeah.
Olivier Giroud may have led the line as France won the 2018 World Cup in Russia, but Karim Benzema is in no doubt who is the better striker. You don't compare Formula One with karting, and I'm being nice, Benzema said on Instagram Live.
In his mind, he's the F1 now. but that's his statement. So he's probably looked at himself and said, you know what, I'm the better striker. But here's what's different between yourself and Olivier Giroud. He won the World Cup, leading the front line. You can say what you want about being the striker that starts for Real Madrid. You can say what you want about being the striker that was with Real Madrid when they won back-to-back. At the end of the day, Olivier Giroud was the striker when France won the World Cup. Call the police. At least in France, he's F1. When you go to Europe, to the leagues in Europe, then you may claim that you are the F1. But at home, in your village, where your people are, he's the F1.
So he had no right to do that Instagram live.
No, he can do what he wants. You know, again, this isolation will cause questions. Because, you know, the thing that irritates me the most is when I start seeing all this. Tega, who do you prefer? I like jollof rice. I like beans. I don't have to pick one. Leave me alone. So you see, Ronaldinho and Zinedine, who was greater? You know, there's just so much comparison. People don't have anything to do, so they have time on their hands. And so I'm sure this comparison must have come up over and over again. And you know, you can't really question Benzema too much on his Real Madrid career, because Real Madrid is one of the biggest teams in Europe. He's playing for Real Madrid and he's starting regularly. They're also the team that's won the UCL the most times, and he's been part of their recent run. So again, you can't question him too much on that.
Yeah.
The only place that's left to question him is in France, where he was cut off out of the team because of one scandal with Valbuena.
Yep.
and so forth and so on and so forth. So that the question that came, is Olivier Giroud, you know, at least the same level with you? And it's like, no, I'm the better guy. He can say what he wants. At the end of the day, what's history will record?
Okay.
Is
And
that
on that note,
Giroud led the line when France won the World Cup.
case closed. Tega has spoken. All right, Lagos, we need to go on a break. When we come back, keep your comments coming through. We'd love to read them. We'll take some more stories, and this time we'll be looking at the EPL. Those who are calling for it to end or not to end, who to win or not to win. We're looking at that after this break. This is the Locker Room 91 here on Smooth 98.1.
Okay, so there are two sides to the EPL story.
Yeah,
So
that's why I said those. So Kane saying yes, Liverpool. I totally agree. So is this Ilke? Is that his name?
Ilka Gundogan.
Ilka Gundogan. Okay, where's he from? Gundogan.
Germany, but his ancestry is Turkish.
Okay.
So the name is
Ilka.
yeah.
I am. I don't know. I'm.
No, now the heat will also make you tired.
Yeah, I think I'm boiling. God, Lord have mercy. And making me thirsty. I have to go and drink water.
The heat will also make you tired.
It's draining me.
There's something wrong with our choo.
No,
With our
what's that? There's a
WhatsApp.
problem.
Okay, please send your messages to YouTube,
Twitter.
or Twitter.
That's what happened with Freshly Pressed. No comments. It was later. We had about 30 or over 30 comments. It was so sad. So I don't know.
Okay, I think a few started coming in.
That's how it was dropping.
No,
Just
it's
the
not.
same people. It's
Yeah.
not. No, Cruz. I'm awake. Ah, see how your face is dominating our locker room 981 hashtag.
Oh wait, scroll down first.
Lakumi, the WhatsApp is not working. How are we going to do? Stop. Studio live. Isaac Gerald's there telling you about the Lagos, or his version of Lagos, our own version of Lagos here on Smooth 98.1. It's a Lagos from when tomorrow people are staying at home and staying safe, particularly with the lockdown directive from the federal government through the president of the Federal Republic. Please stay at home, stay safe. But here in the studio, it is Locker Room 981 time, and we talk sports. Before the break, we took you through some of the happenings, particularly Saunders behaving badly, and some stories from other parts of the Formula One, football, Benzema, and Giroud. And we have Tega Supreme. You heard her voice already?
Yep.
Hello,
Wait, what did I do to my mic? Yeah, I'm back. Yes, right. I'm here. Okay. So let's go.
Let's go. So again, I mentioned to everyone that WhatsApp is down, and I think it's a fault from WhatsApp itself. So if you want to send us a message, we suggest that you do so using our Twitter platform or YouTube live stream option. Twitter is at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Locker Room 981. On YouTube, it's Smooth 981 FM Lagos. And again, like I mentioned, you can chat with us there and we'll be more than happy to take your message. All right, let's move on to our next story. Talking about the EPL, Tega. The first one is that Harry Kane, who's England's captain, is saying that season should be scrapped if it cannot be finished by end of June. England captain Harry Kane said this yesterday, and he said the Premier League season should be cancelled if it cannot be completed by the end of June because of the coronavirus pandemic. Here's what he said. I know the Premier League will do everything they can to finish the season and that they are looking at every option possible. He made this known in an Instagram live conversation with former Liverpool star Jamie Redknapp. I think for me, we do not need to try to finish the season, but there needs to be a point where enough is enough. Playing into July or August and pushing next season back, I don't see too much benefit in that. But obviously, I don't know too much about behind the scenes and financially. Is he joking? What team does he play for?
Tottenham Hotspur.
Tega, of course
If
now.
they cancel, then we not give anything to Liverpool.
Yeah, of course.
If you were the one on Liverpool to be like, give us the title.
I'm telling you.
But again, there are many perspectives to it.
Yeah.
It still comes down to people that are saying, you know what, we can't. It comes down to not the, how would I put it, not knowing the time, because if it's an indefinite suspension, that's where people are now questioning, and there's anxiety and there's all that, and that's what this is. He's just saying, look, realistically, if we can't finish by end of June, then when will next season start? Then when will the next season? Don't think that far. That's not your job. Your job is to, I'm about to say, shut up and dribble. So that's what you should do. Leave that job for the FA people. Look, the FA, their sponsors, the TV, the broadcasters, that's their job. And your own is that they will come and meet you and tell you that this is how it will happen. If it now bothers on your health and all that, then you cannot say, oh, as a player, we can't play four times. Well, we can't play more than twice in a week. And we can't play twice in a week every single week till the end of June. Then that's where your Players Association comes in. But every other thing about scheduling and all, just schedule how you recover from injury. Your team needs you if they are going to go to UEFA Champions League. Okay. Leave the rest for the FA. Do Hurricane.
Do. So, Redwan says on the Benzema Giroud issue, says Benzema can import sounds from Nigeria. Giroud is the one that led the Le Bleu to the World Cup title and the most important French striker. The absence of football is just making people say rubbish. Imagine someone saying JJ Okocha is bang average. I was so angry.
Hey.
And then Cruz says, which one would Liverpool FC prefer? Completion of the EPL 2019-2020 season or cancellation of the UCL 1920 season? Which one actually do you think they'll be more passionate about?
They need that EPL title. It's been 30 years.
I'm telling you. Okay, Liverpool deserve Premier League title if season cancelled, says Ike Gundogan. Manchester City midfielder Gundogan says it would only be fair if rivals Liverpool are awarded the Premier League trophy if the season cannot be completed due to the coronavirus outbreak. For me, that would be okay. Yes. He said he made the statement after being asked whether Liverpool should be handed their first top flight title for 30 years should the season not be completed. You have to be fair as a sports person, he added. There are different opinions. For clubs who have had a very good season, it obviously wouldn't be nice if it was cancelled now. On the other hand, for clubs who aren't doing as well and are maybe in the relegation places, an abandonment would obviously suit them.
Again, which brings us to where Tottenham is with Harry Kane. They need to make UCL. And they're not there yet. And they don't know that they will be there because of the competition between Chelsea and Leicester and Manchester United and Tottenham. So they say hustle for the top spaces. And which is why he's saying that abandonment may suit them, because they're just like everybody returns to status quo. Also, those in the relegation zones in Norwich, has Watford moved up now? I think so. But the West Hams, those are the teams that are saying, not avoid, we want to stay. But for Liverpool that have worked so hard and it's been 30 years, they will not be saying abandon the season, which is why I like the fact that it was Gundogan of Manchester City that is saying, because now he's of a rival team. However, it also means that he's being a little objective and fairer than most. So he's saying, yes, please, just you know what? Just give them the title. I mean, they've played most of it. Um, it is. It's not mathematically impossible to catch up with them, but it's almost impossible for you to say that they're going to lose a particular number of games for somebody else to win the title. So just give them the title.
Yeah, I totally
So
agree with
and
you.
because it's coming from a Manchester City player,
Give it to them.
fairness.
Olutayo is saying to Kane, cancel call, cancel me. If it was in Liverpool, he will not see anything. Okay, let's go on to Juventus players and Mauricio Sarri, who have agreed on coronavirus pay freeze. Juventus's players and manager Mauricio Sarri have agreed to their pay being stopped for 4 months to save the club an estimated 90 million euros during the coronavirus pandemic. Juventus would like to thank the players and the coach for their commitment at a difficult time for everyone, said a statement by the club, champions of Italy for the past 8 seasons.
Okay, so here is again. This is what I say about clubs. So people that want to be authoritarian about it, like Barcelona and Sion in Switzerland, that have sacked players that refuse to take a pay cut, is negotiations or is discussion. So for Juventus, they are not going to take any pay for March, April, May, and
That's
June.
tough.
Yeah, March, April, May, and June. And they're saying we're not going to take any pay for that. Then when we resume, we can now discuss how we're going to take it. Which is what I was saying to them. You can tell them, oh, now there's no money now. Can we pay you at a delayed date? Or can we pay instrumentally? Negotiate with them. Don't just come out and say we have no money, we have no money coming in, therefore we can't be spending this money, and because people are not even playing, so let's just cut. You don't do that, because I always tell people there is life after coronavirus. You have relationships that you want to cancel for this short period, and then for the rest of your life pay for it. So for Barcelona, you can't be saying Messi on club and not negotiating with your players. For Juventus, it's obvious. The players, the coach, they sat down with the board. They came to an agreement. They're not even necessarily taking a pay cut as much as saying, okay, March, April, May, June, don't pay us because of the coronavirus. Not just the effect, but the financial implications later. When we come back, or when things get back to normal, we can now discuss. And that's a negotiation I think is reasonable. The players are taking into cognizance the situation that they're in, but don't force it down their throat. Don't say because I'm not making money. No, when did we negotiate that one?
It's not part of the contract.
Have the conversation, and then if you have that conversation, then players are happy or are willing to go. After all, some of the players, I think about it. Messi gave away 1 million euros. 1 million euros is plenty players. I mean, think about it.
It's huge.
If that's not Rich City, that's a lot of people's salary. That's one man
Yeah.
giving away of his own free will. They did not collect it from him. He just woke up one morning and said, "Oh, there's so much suffering in the world. Take 1 million euros." For a player that can do that, it's okay for you to say, "I can reason with this guy. He understands the situation," but don't just force it down people's throats. No,
Absolutely. All right, Biggie from Katie says, at this point, let's appreciate every little football playing now. We're using Kanta to play Liverpool versus Warri Wolves friendly match. I'm bringing you live updates. Warri Wolves is leading with two goals ahead.
I
in
told you.
42 minutes. I'm surprised that Harry Kane, it's Mourinho's that's supposed to say this, but he did not. Go, Salah don't score.
No, Biggie. Let's replay. I was doing something when you when you scored.
Oh my days, fantastic. I love the way people are putting a spin on this stay-at-home directive and just trying to make life, and despite the lack of football, I said to my husband yesterday, sorry, I know you are missing football terribly. He's now watching old reruns.
Oh, those reruns. Okay, so let me tell you, I think one of these days we're going to have a conversation about the reruns. So there's a boxing reruns, I think it's on 228. So you see a lot of Muhammad Ali, those of you that hate Jose Mourinho because he's arrogant and then declare Muhammad Ali the world's greatest. Muhammad Ali was a jerk on his best day. So watch that. We'll have that conversation. Joe Frazier is also on. That was my favorite boxer of all time. There's also the George Foreman. So just that's the boxing, and then there's the UCL rundown, and then there's the F1. So there's so much going on. So I think one show we will discuss all these reruns.
Yeah, I think that'll be fantastic. Finally, Ken says, we're watching every game once EPL comes back, even if it's Aston Villa versus Norwich City. No game
We'll
will
be
be
taken
taken
for
for granted.
granted, I agree with
Absolutely,
you.
Lagos. Thank you so much. We do not take you for granted. We're really grateful for your company, and we hope you stick with us throughout the day. Next up, it is Lagos Talks 981. We'll be looking at the lockdown the lockdown directive given by the president on Lagos, Ogun, Abuja as COVID-19 cases rise to 111. Please join us for that conversation. We'll try to, if possible, look through the comments that came in earlier that we couldn't take due to the fact that WhatsApp had a major delay. If we can, we'll run through those comments, but keep your comments in, ask questions. People are a bit not sure. We'll try as much as possible to answer where possible and also hopefully get other people's response as well. This is Smooth 98.1.